So as the looting unfolded in England, many talking heads and politicians linked the violence to budget cuts. They painted a grim picture of a forgotten generation left without hopes or dreams. Yeah, about that. It should be no surprise to anyone who's listened to me rant about it this week, or about an hour ago. It turns out the perps arrested aren't as romantically disenfranchised as the progressive politicians would have wanted. Well, unless you consider a millionaire's daughter, a hairdresser, or a lifeguard to be disenfranchised, they were all looters. But my favorite one? The organic chef. Yeah, using pesticides on vegetables is evil, but trashing a restaurant's okay. It was a Nando's. But who knows? Maybe the place used additives in their appetizers and deserved it. My second favorite looter, a female ambassador to the Olympics. Maybe throwing rocks at cops helps with the shot put? I don't know. But once again, reality trumps the media. There is no romanticism in the wreckage, only petty selfishness and envy, accelerated by opportunity, greed, and cowardice. What a pathetic world we live in when we can't even look at our criminals without laughing. Behold.
I've done this, basically, to provide for my family, and like, I got some stuff for my son, yeah? And I got some stuff for me, like some clothes, trainers.
You're 16 years old, but you were getting stuff for your son?
Yeah. Yeah, I had to get some stuff for him.
So what did you get for him?
I got him clothes. I got him nappies, powder, the whole Johnson set.
Any of you felt any kind of bad feelings or remorse about what you've done since the looting? Let me ask you first.
Nah, I'm alright, you know. It just feels like a normal day to me. It's normal. It's nothing, really.
And what about you? Any bad feelings at all? Have you ever thought about it at night when you've been sleeping in your bed?
No, because I'm watching my plasma that I just got. Feels like Christmas came early.
That was actually Sir Ben Kingsley.
Really?
Yes,
wow.
Fantastic.
Sure. So
all right, I want to, Kevin, you're here because you're British.
Yeah.
And I want to direct a couple of questions to you. What was your take?
Please do, Craig.
Yeah.
Please do.
What was your take on what went on this week? Has England changed? Is there something about the culture that caused that? What was your gut when you're watching that unfold?
Well, I was horrified. I'm deeply embarrassed. I think most people are deeply embarrassed. These guys can blame the socio-economic downturn of the main failing reason as to why they're behaving this way. The fact is that it comes down to hooliganism, thuggery, and a broken feral state, where we've created an underclass in our advanced democratic society that has been forgotten and is now coming out of the woodwork to cause anarchy.
You know, Russell Brand had an article in The Guardian, I think it was today, and he basically said that he laid the blame a lot on commercialism, that all the kids want are product. They want cool things, and it's a competition to be cool, and this is why they might have looted. Do you buy into any of that?
Well, he's also a champagne-swilling middle-class and it's all very well and good rich people that have had privileged upbringings like him sitting there explaining that it comes down to the fundamental product of capitalism and consumerism. It's not true. The lack of discipline in schools, the breakdown of the family unit, religion no longer controls, the state no longer controls, parents are being slack, schools are becoming loose. The state has to intervene and provide a backbone back to our youth to bring back discipline, pride, dignity, honour and a sense of national identity. That's mine.
Kevin, don't you also think the fact that BBC Two, the popular show My Favorite Looter, airs every week, don't you think that has something to do with it?
I had a cameo role in that once.
You?
Yes, I did, yeah. Yeah, well, I could not disagree more. Television has a huge impact, and it will always be down to the visual interpretation of what these youngsters see. But it comes down to, primarily for me, discipline.
What do you think about guns? Should the cops be armed?
Look, guns, this argument could go on forever.
Yeah.
You're protected by an amendment. The United States has a much more prolific and loose understanding of firearms because it works for you better. Britain can't retrospectively go down that route. We can't suddenly equip all our military
Cops
with firearms. They're not needed in this given situation anyway. What was needed was a robust approach to the police. They should have used water cannons, they should have used plastic bullets and baton rounds, and they should have beaten the out of these kids. And once you've got an 11-year-old having the crap beaten out of him in the street, they're going to think twice.
Yeah.
Well, they're probably not going to...
If you can do the crime, you can do the
They're probably not going to think ever again.
Well, I mean, hey, so what?
All right, I got two more questions about the rioting. One, why was there rioting in some places and not others?
Well, in some places, if you rioted, the people would have come out of their houses and kicked the out of the rioters.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it was all down to population spikes. Inevitably, a lot of these people were in largely condensed, built-up areas, high-rise. It was well organised through social networking and the communication process that kids can react to. And, of course, that made it prolific.
Yeah.
And it made it spread quickly. And it made it difficult for policing to be an effective method of controlling and kettling all these thugs. But in some areas, they just would never have tolerated this. The majority of British people are appalled, disgusted at this abhorrent behaviour and would not allow it to happen.
I like the way you used the kettle as a verb. Kettling. That was pretty awesome. I'm going to start dropping that into my conversation. Of course, it won't work for me because I'm stupid. Okay, one more question to you, and then I want to go to the panel. Why did it all stop? What made it stop?
OK, one of the main reasons was that they're prosecuting nearly 1,000 people and locking most of them up.
Yeah.
Word gets around quite quickly. Oh, I'm going to go to prison. Maybe the plasma screen and the new pair of sneakers wasn't so good after all. The second reason is that the policing became more effective. They managed to bring in cordon control, and they managed to isolate areas and beat the out of them. The third reason, and I'm sorry, Ben, because you're going to have to edit a lot of this show now. The third reason is that we got bored.
Yeah.
People took the streets back. Society reclaimed its areas of residential and commercial property.
Right. Could this happen here, Anna?
It could happen here. It has happened here in the past. I hope it never does. I find it really disturbing to find out that there are privileged people among the rioters because, you know, it's a terrible thing that's happening, but I think the assumption is always that people are so down and out that this is kind of their last resort.
Yeah.
So to find out that if, like, someone's stealing diapers for their baby, really they are, and someone next to them is a millionaire's daughter stealing sunglasses, that would... It's pretty terrible. And
I love the looter who said he was stealing for his kid, and the reporter goes, "How old are you?" And he goes, 16. Yeah. Bill,
his kid was actually 16.
His kid was an amazing. That's an amazing story.
No, absolutely.
That's an amazing.
Very underreported.
Yes, Bill, you can't loot because you have no place to store it. Would you have looted?
People just take the pile that I have on the corner of 48th and 6th. I'll tell you how TV did play a role in it. The one type of stores that didn't get touched, and this is true, were bookstores.
Yeah.
Not a problem. They didn't even take looting for dummies, Greg.
Yeah.
They could have learned something. But my question is this. Why is someone with an extensive hand-to-hand combat background, who's got lots of wartime experience, over here when he should be across the pond defending his countrymen's storefronts? You, sir, are the real monster. And I think America agrees with me.
Wow. People are going to get a pen in the eye.
Well, that is not helping England.
Andy, you've never been to England, but you have you're now watching season 5 of Doctor Who.
Yes.
So you're the real expert here.
Absolutely.
Why do you think this happened?
Well, I'm fairly certain either the Daleks or the Cybermen are behind it. From a lot of what I've been reading, it seems much more likely it's the Daleks.
Yes.
Also, apparently, and this was news to me because from watching Doctor Who, it was my understanding that every couple in England is interracial.
Yeah.
And I'm now seeing on the TV that that's not the case.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which actually surprised me. But look, the bottom line is the people that are doing these stealing, they're not Jean Valjean stealing bread for their sister. They're not V from Vendetta fighting a totalitarian government. We got to stop romanticizing it. They're just looters.
Here, I agree.
We got to move on.